We're here at the Kings River Complex, and I'm here with Matthew Weeks, the Environmental Compliance Manager for Dragados Flatiron Joint Venture on the high-speed rail project. Matthew, I would imagine you have a pretty good-sized team. There's a lot of different environmental issues on the project. What's a normal day for you like? If there is such a thing as a normal day, what's it like?
Well, we start about 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning. You're right, we have a team, internal DFJV team of 9 people who manage a number of subcontractors that support the environmental department like construction. And we can have as many as 20 to 100 subconsultants in the field at any one day. First thing we're doing when we get it into the office is making sure that we have the right people in the right place to facilitate construction. And with that kind of coordination, you often get some snafus that pop up, and it's the first part of the day is putting out those fires to make sure that we don't halt construction or pause construction while we're getting the right people in the right place.
Matthew, you mentioned having all the right people in all the right places, and we have so many different job sites. How does that work, getting all the right people in the right places, and how do you track all the different wildlife surveys that need to take place there?
So the first step, Stephen, is to do a desktop analysis of any of the sites that we're going to start having construction on. From that desktop analysis, we'd have a list of expected resources that we might encounter. Then we'd send out the correct biologist or cultural person or archaeologist to do the surveys to see if any of those resources are present in the field in the areas where we're going to do construction. That will inform a pre-construction survey report, which is approved by the relevant agencies. And if there is any resources found in the field, like, for example, a typical kangaroo rat, which is one of our permitted species, we would then do a relocation of those individual animals to make sure that they're not in the path of the construction effort.
Okay.
Once we've done whatever surveys we need to be done, that parcel will then be cleared for construction to go in and start their work.
You mentioned Tipton kangaroo rat. What are some other species that might be threatened or endangered, or some other species that other people might know about that we have to watch out for and protect on a daily basis?
Well, the main species our permits cover that would be known generally is the Swenson's hawks, which you see often nested around the Central Valley. Samokin kit fox, which is endemic, which means it's just from the Central Valley. Tipton kangaroo rat, as I mentioned, Samokin antelope squirrels, and California tiger salamanders are our major species that we have to consider before moving into construction.
Okay, good. What are some maybe non-listed species that we run into on a regular basis and we protect?
Well, we're often having to mitigate birds' nests during nesting season from February to September. A lot of the nests can occur actually on the project site itself, and if that actually happens, we would put up an environmental sensitive area buffer to keep construction away from the nest until the nest fledged. But also we do have those buffers encroaching into the alignment when they're nesting off the site, which can be difficult to manage.
We've talked about some of the wildlife resources, some habitat resources, but we're standing here in the Kings River Complex. So why don't you talk a little bit about water quality, things like that. Water is the biggest deal in the Central Valley. So how do we protect that?
Right, we want to be good stewards of the environment here at the FJV. So one of the things, as we're crossing water bodies like the Kings River, Toolie River, Deer Creek, water comes onto our project and leaves our project through those channels. So we protect the work around those channels using what's called best management practices, or BMPs, to prevent soils and debris and anything to do with construction entering those water bodies. Protecting the water quality to make sure that the water that enters the site leaves, if not the same, but cleaner. To ensure that cleanliness, we have water quality inspectors that will test the water upstream and downstream from the construction site to ensure that it does remain quality water.
What other things might you want to talk about when it comes to the project in general?
Well, the high-speed rail project is a legacy project. This is a project that my grandkids will be using in the future. It's very important, not just for California, probably nationally. I think it will change how future generations move around the country. And it will be a green energy project at the end of the day. It'll reduce congestion, get people out of the cars and out of planes and moving on rail, which is one of the most effective and efficient ways to actually travel steel on steel.